goes viral without dialogue. Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei's chemistry sends viewers' emotions up and down. In a matter of seconds, a simple scene transformed into a major storm on social media. There was no explosion, no conflict, just two people facing each other in a silence that felt too heavy to be mere acting. But that's precisely where it all began. A moment that made millions of viewers suddenly stop scrolling. The look appeared without warning. There was no lengthy dialogue, no dramatic explanation, just a small pause that felt like a collective holding of breath. From the small screen, viewers seemed to be drawn into the same space, where emotions hung in limbo, without a clear direction. The names of Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei were once again the center of unavoidable conversation. Not because of the over-the-top sensationalism, but because the way the two built an interaction that felt too natural to ignore. Many said this was more than just a typical romantic scene. Across various platforms, the clip spread rapidly. Every second was replayed, every expression magnified, every tiny movement analyzed as if it held an unsolved secret code. Viewers weren't just watching, they were trying to decipher something unsaid in the script. What was most talked about wasn't the dialogue, but the silence between the two. The way they paused before speaking, the way their eyes searched each other wordlessly, and the way their bodies reacted as if they were following the same emotional rhythm. For some viewers, that moment felt like the thin line between character and reality was blurring. They were watching two actors, but sensing something more than just their roles. The feeling couldn't be explained with simple logic. Public comment exploded in various directions. Some called the scene one of the most lively moments in their latest drama, while others admitted it was difficult to distinguish between genuine acting and spontaneous emotion. Behind the scenes, a professional atmosphere remained the foundation. The production crew worked under strict direction, ensuring every scene aligned with the story's vision. There was no room for excessive speculation within the production environment, focused solely on the desired end result. However, it was offset that public interpretations ran wild. Old interview clips, behind-the-scenes footage, and even promotional moments resurfaced and were given new meaning by fans trying to piece together the story behind the story. This phenomenon demonstrated one simple point. The power of on-screen chemistry doesn't always depend on big dialogue or dramatic scenes. Sometimes, it's the smallest details that leave the most lasting impressions, like a pause in breath, or a look that lingers a fraction of a second longer than usual. Over time, the clip became more than just a snippet of drama. It became the subject of discussions, fan theories, and even the inspiration for video edits that spread across various online communities. Everyone saw something different about the same moment. Some focused on the subtle expressions, others noticed the hand gestures, and still others were fixated on the calm, yet emotionally charged atmosphere. Everyone seemed to find their own meaning. On the other hand, some viewers tried to see it more rationally, remembering that this was the work of professional actors performing their roles well. But even this perspective didn't completely quell the debate. That's precisely where its appeal endures. When a scene can evoke both logical and emotional reactions at once, it transcends the boundaries of ordinary entertainment and enters a more personal realm of audience experience. For fans, this moment proved that Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei possess the ability to convey an intensity that's hard to describe. It's not simply following a script, but bringing the space between words to life. But for the entertainment industry, this also serves as an example of how a scene can take on a life of its own beyond the production's control. Once aired, the audience's interpretation becomes part of the story itself. Many admit to rewatching the scene repeatedly, not to seek answers, but to relive the emotions that first arose without their realizing it. It's a simple thing, yet it leaves a lasting impression. Ultimately, the virality of this moment isn't just about two actors in a romantic scene. It's about how audiences form an emotional connection with something they see, even when they know it's part of a story. And perhaps that's why this conversation isn't going to die down anytime soon. As long as there are still people who felt something while watching it, that moment will live on in various corners of the internet. But as time goes by, the discussion doesn't subside. Instead, it evolves into something deeper than just a casual fan chat. Every time a clip of that scene resurfaces on social media, the same response repeats itself: a brief silence, followed by a flood of comments that never quite reach a conclusion. Some viewers have begun comparing the moment to other romantic scenes and dramas, trying to figure out what made it feel different. But every comparison always comes down to the same thing. There's something that can't be measured by cinematography or script alone, something that feels more spontaneous and human. In the comments section, theories emerge endlessly. Some say it's the result of exceptionally mature acting, while others believe the two are simply too in sync as professional colleagues. There's no definitive answer, and perhaps that uncertainty is what makes it all the more compelling. Amidst it all, the names of Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei remain the center of gravity of the entire conversation. Their every move on screen, even in different projects, was linked back to that viral moment, as if that single scene had changed the way the public viewed them. Interestingly, the popularity of this moment also extended beyond drama fan circles. Many casual viewers who hadn't previously followed their work became curious and ended up rewatching the scene just to understand what made it so popular. This phenomenon then developed into a kind of collective experience online. People weren't just watching individually, but also sharing their reactions in real time, creating a wave of emotions that felt unified even though they were in different locations. Behind the scenes in the entertainment industry, moments like this are actually not entirely predictable. Not every meticulously planned romantic scene will elicit such a strong reaction. Sometimes, unplanned factors are the elements that resonate most strongly with viewers. This is what has led many to reiterate Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei's ability to create an emotional atmosphere that feels natural. They don't simply execute dialogue, but create empty spaces that are filled by the audience's own feelings. Many fans are beginning to realize that what makes these scenes enduring isn't just the actors' visuals or popularity, but the way the audience themselves fills the empty spaces within. Each person brings their own interpretation, and that's where the emotion lives and thrives. In various online communities, the trailer has even come to be considered one of the most powerful examples of how on-screen chemistry can influence public perception. Without the need for lengthy explanations, just through simple expressions, a story can feel far greater than its duration. The names of Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei have become deeply ingrained in audiences' memories, not just as actors in a drama, but as part of a moment that once made the internet pause for a moment of shared emotion. And ultimately, that moment endures not because it was perfect, but because it managed to leave an empty space that no one who watched it could ever truly fill.